so today I'm going to be doing a more detailed building tutorial, so let's get started. So now I'm going to show you how to build a little korilakuma bear. I'll put a picture on the screen of the inspiration that I used to build this. So first let me move this out of the way. So first I'm going to use cylinders, the medium bevel cylinder, shrink it down quite a bit. So make it a lot smaller, and then yellow, really light yellow, and then make it really light yellow. So I will change my grid size during this. I will probably be mostly using medium and small since this is a small little bear. Now I'm going to use more cylinders for the arms and legs. So I'm going to clone this medium one to see if it gets small enough for me to do this. I would say it does. So now I move it to the spot for the legs. So you can see how it gets really big from just one movement. So I'm going to change my grid size to small. And that's better. So you just want to keep on adjusting it until you think it looks right, the right size for the bear plushie. So once you have the first leg positioned how you like, clone this one, and then turn it sideways, like that, and then move it to the other side, and then rotate it the other way. And there we go. Now I'm going to do the arms. So clone it again, rotate it sideways, and push it back like this, and then put it up. And you can position the arms however you like, but I'm going to put them like this. And you can make the arms a little bit smaller than the legs. So I realized I want to make the head first before I do the arms because I might need to reposition the arms. So I'm going to get some spheres. I'm going to use large spheres for this. And make it the exact yellow color as the rest of the body. Place it on top of all the shapes like this, and then just line it up and adjust it to fit with the rest of it like I'm doing here. And then I decided to move the cylinder that I used for the arm away for a little because first we're going to make the head. And just stand back and look at it and see if it looks right to you. And now what you do is clone it a bunch of times to create an oval shape. So clone it and then move it just a little bit, and then clone it again, move it a little, clone it again. So you just want to keep cloning it and then moving it just a little bit so that you get this oval-like shape for the head, and then just keep doing this until it reaches the other side. And then here I was just making sure the body is lined up with the head. And then I was adjusting the feet a little bit too. Then I decided to clone the sphere and move it one last time. And I'm making sure the body and the head line up. And now here I'm just adjusting the feet a little bit more. I'm moving them down and deciding how it looks good. So you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do something. So I'm going to move the legs, and then I'm going to move the body up, and then clone one of the spheres that you used for the head, and then move it down. Now I did this to give a more rounded look to the plushie because it looked pretty square before. So just line up the sphere with the cylinder like I'm doing here, and just keep on adjusting it until you like how it looks. So now that it's lined up, you can move it to choose how round you want it to be. And now that it's lined up, you can put the legs back like that. So here I decided to take the legs back out again and then adjust it a little bit more because I wanted it to look more round, like more like a plushie. So you might have to just keep on adjusting it like I am here until you get it to look how you like. Okay, I decided to mess with it a little bit more. There, now it's fixed. Now I'm placing the legs back to their original spot. So for this I just use advanced move and advanced rotate and just keep on adjusting them like I am here until you're happy with it. Okay, now I'm going to put back the arms. Once you have that adjusted, clone this one for the other arm. Move it a little bit so that it's straight across. And move it to the other side and then move it up to or in any position you want. It's really hard to select things sometimes, you just have to keep trying. There we go. Sometimes try to get in a position that's not in the way of anything else. And sometimes you may have to move things out of the way when trying to select stuff. Now here I'm just trying to make both of the arms look even. There we go. So just for an example, if you want to select something that's on a wall, but you can't because it doesn't select all of it or it doesn't let you. Like this for an example, it doesn't select all of it. Move the rug on the wall out of the way and then turn on X-ray mode if you can and there's not too much stuff in the way. Then turn on X-ray mode and then select it. And then turn off X-ray mode so you can see what you're doing. And then you should be able to move the whole thing around. And then you can put the wall back afterwards. Now select the main cylinder of the body and then clone that. Make it slightly smaller and then white. And then move it up just a little so you can see it. And that's how I did that part. And then, now this is a little bit complicated, but I put a sphere underneath the bear to give it a more round effect. So I'm gonna have to try to select that sphere. I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, so, wait. Okay, I don't want to move it. So select it, and then clone it, make it smaller and white just like you did for the cylinder. And just move it around until it looks good. I think that's okay. There we go. And then move the legs back in place. Now here I'm just doing a little bit more adjusting to make the arms look more symmetrical. Okay, now for the ears, I'm gonna use some more spheres. I'll see if these will do. Actually, I think I'll use medium spheres because they can be smaller. So you just want to place the medium sphere and then make it a lot smaller and yellow, and use advanced move to move it up to where the ear will be on the head. And then just make it smaller and keep on adjusting it until you're happy with how it looks. Once you have the first one lined up how you like, clone it for the other one too. And now I'm going to put more spheres on the hands to make them round. So to do this, I just cloned the sphere that I just used to make the ears, and then move it down with advanced move, make it a lot smaller, and line it up with the cylinder that you used for the arm. You might have to do a lot of adjusting for this, so don't worry if you think it looks weird, just go back and keep adjusting until you like it. Once it's lined up, clone it and move it to the other side. Now as you can see, it's not completely even with the other one, so just line it up again. It is pretty hard to get things exactly even on both sides, so just line it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. And now what I'm going to do is select the cylinders you used for the feet, clone this one too, make it a little bit smaller and pink, and then use advanced move to move it out a little like that. So I decided to select it again and make it even smaller and adjust it a little bit more. And do the same thing for the other side. Now you're going to do something like that for the ears too. So just clone it, make it slightly smaller and pink, and then use advanced move to move it out like this. And then clone it and move it to the other side. There we go. Now you're going to use another sphere, another medium sphere for this part of the face, the white part where the nose and the mouth will be. So just make it small and white, and then use advanced move to move it up to where the white part fits on korilakuma, and just adjust it until you think it looks cute. Now to make the nose, I'm going to use a tall potion mushroom. So I'm just going to search for it right here. So just make it a light brown color and make it a lot smaller for the little nose. And just use advanced move to move it over to the correct spot, and I use advanced rotate to turn it a little bit like this. And there's the nose. Now for the mouth, I'm gonna use bricks. Make them the same color that you made the nose. I put them on a diagonal angle and then move them to the mouth, where the mouth will be. And as you can see, it's too big, so I need to make it smaller. Oh. Once it's lined up like this, something like this, I select it and then clone it, and then turn it on its side so it's straight across, and then move it a little bit, and then turn it downwards like this, and then there it is. So just move these up a little bit, and there's the mouth. Oh, it looks so cute. Oh, oops. So now the mouth is all lined up, but as you can see, it's like a little bit, it's sticking out a little bit. And you don't have to do this part because it still looks good even though it's not completely perfect. I just like doing the little details. So I'm going to select the brick that's sticking out and try to fix that. You don't have to do this because it is just a little thing, but I want to do this. Okay, there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I tried making it as good as I could. So now we're gonna make the eyes with some more spheres, or you could use discs. So I'm gonna see which one. First, I'm gonna try to use spheres. So I make it the same color that I made the mouth and the nose. And then I use advanced move to put it where the eyes would be. Once you've got it in the position you like, clone it for the other eye. And then just keep adjusting it until you're happy with how it looks. I tried to make it as symmetrical as I could. And this part's optional, but I'm going to use more spheres to create the pink cheeks for extra cuteness. So just clone or place down another sphere, make it really tiny and pink, and then push it into the bear with advanced move so that it looks like these little cheeks. And if you want, you can even do this. You can select the tall potion mushroom that you used for the nose, clone it, and then move it over to the eyes, make it white, and then these will be shines in the eyes. Clone it again for the other eye. So for this I had to do a lot of adjusting because this is a lot of very small details, so I had to use the advanced tools and just keep adjusting it until it looks cute. And also I tried to make the shine that's on the top of the eye bigger than the shine that's on the bottom of the eye, so you can do that too if you want. There we go. I made 2 little shines in the eyes. Now I'm gonna put the little button on Korilakuma's chest right there. So for this, I'm gonna use discs. Oh. So I'm gonna make the first disc a little bit darker pink than what I was using. Actually, first I'm gonna choose the color of the button. It'll be like that, or it'll be like this. Okay, this will be the color of the outline of the button. Move that onto the bear. Now once you have that placed, clone it and make it smaller and then a bit lighter pink. And you may need to use advanced move to bring it out a little bit so that you can see the lighter pink part better. Get more of the tall potion mushrooms and you'll make them a lot smaller and a light brown color. I made them very tiny. And then, so after you make them very tiny, you're going to use advanced move to place them around, and I used them to create the little holes inside the button. I made 4 little holes, and it does take a lot of adjusting for this, so just keep playing with it until you think it looks good. And I'm trying to select the tall potion mushroom, but it's pretty hard because this sphere is in the way, so I'm gonna move this sphere out of the way for now to see if it'll let me. Yeah, it will. Okay. Now the bear looks funny, but just wait. So I'm just trying to line them up. It's pretty hard. One last one. Oh, I almost got it. Okay, I think that looks good. Now I'm gonna put this back. There we go. I think it's done. I think it's done, and look how cute it is. It's so cute. I know it doesn't exactly look like Korilakuma, and it doesn't exactly look like a Sanrio plush because I added some extra stuff to it, like the shines in the eyes and the cheeks, but I really like it. I think it just looks cute like that. So I hope this more detailed tutorial helped some of you guys. I think that's everything for this video. If you watched this far, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!